But I can't trust no bitch, they be deceiving me. Who are you? Exactly who I needed to be.
Please leave a like and a comment on this video because it really helps me in the algorithm. Thank you, and I appreciate it more than you'll ever know. What's good, y'all? We're boxing again. And for today's video, I would like to focus on the second most important thing in Fight Night, next to being able to move your feet, and that's blocking punches. Yeah, you watching this video right now, you don't know how to block punches in Fight Night Champion. But that's all right, because I'm going to teach you how to do it today with a new series that I like to call the Freezer, where I teach you how to become cold at Fight Night Champion.
Cold in here. I think I'm going home.
Cold in here? It is cold in here! It stinks in here! You stink! You're breaking the ribs.
Now, if you're a Fight Night player and this is the first video that you're seeing of mine, first of all, my name's Chico. How you doing? Secondly, you need to watch my first tutorial where I teach you how to improve your footwork, because that video also shows you how to create the sparring partner and the correct settings to use for when you're training offline. Yes, I train offline. And yes, it does make you better at the game. The link will be in the description to that video, but for now, let's get to the blocking tips. Now, the first thing I would really like to get out of the way with blocking in this game is that actually blocking itself isn't the more important aspect. It's knowing when not to block. Because something some of you may not know is that when you're blocking in Fight Night, you move a lot slower. So when you're out of range and you need to be using your jab to know the range, you need to be releasing the block so you can move around more. As you see here, I get stunned, but even though he has me against the ropes, he lands no more punches, because when I just flat out just don't want you to land, I'm just not gonna let it happen. So what I'm doing is, if you really pay attention to my hands, whenever I'm out of the range or when I feel like he's not about to just immediately lunge and throw, I release RT so I can move around. That's why that footwork tutorial is so important, because you need to know when to move and when to actually hold your guard, stand your ground. And while we're on the subject of releasing RT, you also want to get into the rhythm of knowing your opponent's combo patterns. And you don't want to hold RT throughout their entire combo. Once again, if you look closer at my hands, every time he throws a combination that I'm in range for, I'm trying to release RT, or like slightly release my block in between each punch, because when you just hold RT and just hold your block up the entire time, eventually punches get through. So if you've ever faced somebody to where like it just seems like they just block everything, it's because they're releasing RT very quickly and bringing it right back up in between each punch. So if you see a hesitation in my gloves, it's literally just me releasing RT for like a fraction of a second in between punches. And while we wait for this guy to get up, I want to remind you guys to please leave a like and a comment if I've taught you something so far that you just never knew about the game. And I also want to remind you guys that I'm doing these tutorials in a specific order for a reason, because each one of these things merge together into morphing your own custom fighting style, because you need to know how to move your feet, and you need to know how to block, so you can put those two things together. So if you look at my personal fighting style, I'm blocking his punches, but that's not really my goal the entire time. I really want you to punch air as much as possible. And that's something you should chase in your online fights, because that's the best way to drain someone's stamina quick. You know, you don't always have to be standing in the pocket trading punches all day. That's too much of a risk. I'm not that much of a risk taker in this game. So I prefer to make you miss and make you pay later on if I can't make you pay now. Now that was pretty short, sweet, and to the point, but of course, actually practicing it will be a lot more difficult than just watching me do it and listening to my voice. So Once again, I want to remind you guys, if this is your first video, please go back to my first tutorial and get those settings and get that sparring partner made, because if you just do it against the regular AI, it won't be nearly challenging enough as it should be to actually get you better at the game. The link will be in the description to that video. Also, if you have any questions, please ask me. Any frustrations that you may think you have, let me know. Talk to me. I talk back. And until next time, enjoy the best outro on YouTube.
One rocket on my hip, hit that boom, nigga, you better dip. Talk too